Hi everybody, welcome to Olds Guy's Garage.
Okay, we are getting ready here to put the springs in. So spindles are out. I did paint these guys too, so I masked them off and painted them so it'll look pretty good. Got the steering arm there ready to go. So got some grease, got our tools lined up, and we're going to give this a shot. So this is a spring compressor that I used to compress the springs, and as we open it up here, I did cut off about 1.5 inches off of the top, and in the video I'll show you why. Because when I compressed the spring for the first time, this guy stuck out past the spring, and then when I stuck it into the shock tower, the bolt on top here was hitting the top of the shock tower, and I couldn't set the spring properly. So, but yep, this is what I did. And then after the spring was installed, I pretty much just disassembled it, and then took one of the hooks off of each side here, and then just dropped it down through the lower A-arm hole. That way I didn't have to worry about trying to finagle it, because these are pretty catchy. So, and then on a final note, when you do load the spring up with these, you just want to make sure the same size hooks are on each side.
I want to get some grease down and in here. I know where the bottom one's supposed to stop and end, so that's a good thing. It is cold this morning, so anyhow, alright, my fingers are cold. Okay, so we're ready to go here. I'm going to clean my hands, get my gloves back on, and we're going to get this spring up there. Product manual, the assembly manual, says to put it in between the two holes, but there's only one hole there. So, yeah. It's a little different here with this ball joint in the way. Okay, well, it definitely looks like I'm going to need a spring compressor. There's just no way I'm getting this guy up there. Yeah, because if I could get him lower, but I can't because it's hitting the headers. So, well, shucks. Alrighty. Okay, so I do have a spring compressor, and I did manage to fit it through that A-arm. So I was going to return this one because I thought it didn't fit, but so I'm getting this guy here tightened up, and we're going to go for it here. We want this bolt to eventually end up in the center before we really start torquing on it. So this guy here is going to have to go on a lower, and unfortunately I am really scraping up my springs that I painted. One thing I'm not going to do is use a ratchet. I've seen some guys use ratchets on these, a ratcheting wrench, I mean, air ratchet, and man, they can get them torqued down really quick, but man, I just don't know if you lose the you lose the feel of where things are getting tensioned at. So I'm gonna get him where I like it. You can kind of see what I'm doing there. I'm gonna just finger tighten this guy up. Yeah, I did not use a spring compressor when I took these guys off, so I don't exactly have a plan or an idea of where the fork should go or how many coils I should compress. Okay, we've got this thing cut down, and I got the short hooks on one side and long hooks on the other, and that bar in the middle. Go ahead and, well, I think he just moved a little bit. Make sure he tries to stay as similar to the other hooks as possible as we do this. At least when I compress it this time, I won't have this bolt sticking way the heck up here. So, got to compress by a few inches. At least all this work is warming me up. Alrighty. We're going to go ahead and position this in. Okay, here we go. My jack is ready. We're going to position this in. And I'm going to go off the bottom. I'm going to position this in. It's like a crown up here we have to hit. It'd be light to see this up here. I really want to get that spring compressor. I really want to get that spring up in there. Okay. Hopefully that helps. So I'm going to use the jack now. Give it a little pressure. I'm going to take this line. Let's see where the hell I'm at. Where I want to be there. Alright, I'm going to put my handy. Oh, it's not tight yet. Come on, baby. Just get me close. Okay. So now I'm going to check. Okay, I need to turn it this way a little bit. Alright, I'm right there by the beginning. And I guess I'm okay up top here. Man. Start cranking this thing up. All right, it's looking better. Okay, so the spring's seated on the bottom there. Okay, all right, I'm gonna get that lower spindle on. I'm going to go ahead and put the top one in. Looks like I gotta raise it up a little bit more with the jack. And this top one, 3/4. Top one is 3/4. Okay. Okay, that definitely gave me enough access. 3/4. Well, I'm gonna go ahead here and load the spring. Unfortunately, I don't have any of my shocks. My shocks are coming on Tuesday. Today's Saturday. I should have ordered the shocks. I kept on waiting. What I'm working on here, I ended up just taking parts of the spring compressor apart to get everything out. So that's what I'm working on here. There we go. It's completely out now. Yay! All right. Okay. One last thing I'm going to do is put the cotter pins in. Let's see, we got 7/8 and 3/4. And this way. And then we got those bottom. Alright. Wow, those are a lot firmer than the old ones. And last but not least, I'm going to touch this guy up a little bit. Looks good. Looks good. Nice. All right, off to the other side.